But, we have to get on to our favorite segment. Ooh, 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 ladies, we got to talk about some drama. Yes, Nicole, the drama of this week was insane. We have
Yes.
had some crazy things happen. And ladies, we can go ahead and get it out the way because this is one of the players that the Cowboys want. But apparently, OBJ was so tired on a plane before the plane took off, he did not have his seatbelt on. And apparently, once they were able to finally wake him up, he was a little agitated because he got, woken up from his slumber. I don't know what he did the night before, but apparently it was more aggressive that he could handle the next morning, that he didn't put his seatbelt on, but he got escorted off the plane. Ladies, what do y'all think about this? Come on, Kate. Tell me, what was your first reaction seeing my man getting escorted by the police off the plane?
I was like, man, he'll fit in good in Dallas.
I said the same thing. I
was like, he just needs to head over to Jerry Jones with the drama.
Escorted by the police? Oh, check mark.
Yes, I was like, he's really is trying out to be a Dallas Cowboy. I was like, this is fitting for him. But
go for it.
I'm ashamed for him that this happened. I'm embarrassed for him because here we have one of our star receivers in the league who is looking for his next team, his next paycheck in the NFL. And now some teams might be looking like, is this someone we really want to have come on our team?
That's true.
Usually when a player has one of these incidences, there's a second incident, and then there's a third.
Right.
You go, do we want this baggage? Do we want this drama? Do we want this coming to our organization? This is already a little like scar on his resume now that he's had this happen. I mean, good Lord, we've had enough players with drama in the NFL last few seasons with weird situations.
Well, compared to what NFL players have done, I think this is pretty light. This is pretty light compared to what.
But still, when you're looking to go to your next team, and this is how you're starting your your tryouts.
Yeah.
I guess we can take a couple thousand off of the contract.
Yeah, that's not going to keep him from getting signed. So, like,
I know it won't, but it's also something for teams to look out for.
So his legal team, I'm going to put that out there, right? Because whenever we do drama, if I find a legal statement, I share it because we are a sports show. His legal team said that he fell asleep. And so he didn't hear, the command. And that's why he was in and out, because I'm not going to kind of the way they described it kind of kept me abreast too. Like, what are they trying to say? Like, is he on drugs? Because that's kind of how, honestly, to be fair, that's how they painted it, right? Because we didn't hear his side. They were like, oh, he was out of it. He was in and out. And we were trying to tell him to put his seatbelt on and he wasn't cooperative. But then when you see videos, he wasn't disruptive.
No, he wasn't disruptive.
He wasn't disruptive. And his legal team was like, it was over, he's like, he always does this. He puts a blanket over his head and he goes to sleep, right? Because he's, and so like,
and it was like an early flight. It was a very early flight.
So, right. And so he's like, if they would have, by the time he actually was alert, they had already diverted the plane and landed. And he was like, y'all could have given me a few minutes to wake up. I would have buckled up and we would have been where we got to be. And so in OBJ fashion, he got on a private plane chartered to Dallas. That's what they're saying. It was a private charter plane to Dallas. And anyway, but he posted a video of him buckling up because he wanted no
drama.
No drama. So he posted a video like him clicking his seatbelt and he's like
I did it this time, guys. I didn't mess up this time.
It'll be fine. Honestly, I agree with Janae. Like, of everything that we've discussed drama-wise and the other stories that are coming after this one, this is very minimal. Also, like, he reminds me again of T.O. We remember T.O. used to do weird stuff and people love, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ocho Cinco used to do weird stuff outside of his, a lot of these guys that's just, they do weird stuff outside of football. But as long as they could, and it's always harmless because Tio and Ocho Cinco and OBJ, they never do anything that honestly hurts people. They just do things that were like, what? Like, what were you thinking? But it's nothing like harmful. You know what I mean? So anyway,
You're right. Well, Ocho Cinco kind of
Yeah.
he had a little thing, but
no, I know,
I
but in
understand. But I
general,
understand what you mean, though.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like when you have these incidences, like something this small came in to be so big. I
right.
mean, you're right. They could have just put the seatbelt on for him. He's asleep. Like, but apparently, what they were saying was like, once you get in the air, they didn't want him to, what I'm saying? If he was really out of it, yeah, it could have been crazy. But Nicole, what do you think about that?
I mean, the first thing that I saw was him walking, getting escorted off. I saw him wearing a shirt that said Saints. But I was like, oh, okay. But I just thought maybe he forgot that he was flying commercial. They probably get pretty accustomed to a lot of the team flights that they do, and forget that, oh yeah, it's commercial and stuff. So, and hey, I'm a huge heavy sleeper. I have to do math questions in the morning for when I wake up, or else I'm there slapping the alarm clock like it's a fish out of water. So I can totally relate to the
I love
heavy
you so
sleeping.
much.
Absolutely.
I gotta try that math equations. I gotta write that down.
But yes, we're gonna give him a break. We know teams still want him, especially mine. But that was actually pretty crazy this week. But we also got some. We have a situation that I don't think that we've ever dealt with a person that has this many allegations, all of this back drama of really serious allegations. For the very first time, the NFL is letting a player come back after something like this. And after 13 weeks of waiting, Deshaun Watson gets to come back and play quarterback. Now, there is rumors that the people that have accused him are saying they are telling the truth and they will be at that game to make some noise. What y'all thinking, ladies? I mean, Nicole, let's start with you. What you think?
That's a power statement. I mean, it's great for them to stand up. There's power in numbers, and if there's a lot of them, like I'm just reading right now, around like 25 women. So I'm just learning about this as he's coming back, and I'm just like, do we really need him? Brissett's pretty good, but
holding it down.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna be looking towards the ladies, that's for sure, to see where they are and how they are gonna be, doing that. But I can't believe it. That's crazy.
It is pretty crazy, Delilah. What you thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, I give kudos to the 10 women because it's 10 women that are going to show up at this game as a form of protest, and to kind of say like, hey, we're not going to stay in the shadows, and to back up what their claims are. So it should be interesting how they handle it. And I'm hoping
I was
that
thinking the same thing, Delilah.
you
Do
know,
you think they
I
even show them on TV? Will the NFL even pan over to them? Like,
yeah.
will they even get attention? Because the NFL also doesn't want that heat.
Right. Right. So it's like, so it'll be interesting to see. I feel like after I just shared the NFL Women's Forum, that it would be really shameful if they didn't actually spotlight that these women are there and at least acknowledge them. You may not believe them, but you should actually acknowledge the fact that they're saying what we're saying is true. So at least give them that acknowledgement because they're not hiding. They're going to show their faces, which a lot of times accusers don't because of safety reasons. They won't put their identity out there. They won't show their faces because they're always afraid of repercussions. And so, hey, kudos to them. And we'll just see, I knew that he was going to play. They paid him all that money. We said a few weeks ago when we were talking about how he's practicing, I said, no way they're not going to play him because they did spend that money to bring him there. So it should be interesting to see how Sunday pans out. So, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Kate, what's on your mind?
First, I am sad that he's got to play at all this season, but we knew this was going to happen because of the fact that the Browns brought him in, are paying him what they're paying him. We knew he was going to get playing time. As a woman, it's very hard for me to know that he's done what he's done and gets to play this season. I was hoping for a little bit more of a punishment, but we knew there'd be an agreement. So with that being said, I hope those women get treated well when they do show up. I hope they have security standing by for them if they need it, because it shows a lot of bravery to put your face forward and to show up and face your accuser, whether he's a few 100 feet away from you playing on a football field. That I commend these women and their courage to come and watch this game. And I think it's going to be interesting because he's playing against his former team. So it'll be a very interesting game altogether. And I saw practice clips of him earlier today, and he couldn't hit his receivers in the hands to save his life. And the joke was he has too much massage oil on his hands. So like even announcers are making like jokes about the fact that he really shouldn't be playing. So yeah, there was some bad jokes, Janae, about his practice videos that were shown today because he was bad. He was bad. He couldn't like hit his receivers at all. But I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll see if he gets to keep starting, or if they'll say, you know what, you're a little too rusty for us. We're putting Brissett back in. We're not going to risk losing our whole entire season because you're not playing well and you're not doing well. But I think that my main focus is on those women that are those showing up, because those are the women. So many times we don't want to believe the women, but when there's 25 of them and 10 of them willing to put their face possibly on national cameras, how could you want to say you're lying when you're willing to put your face out there? So it'll be interesting this Sunday when this game airs. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it will be very interesting. And just my point of view about it, I agree with the ladies. I don't know if he should be playing. I just don't. It just makes me like icky. I don't even the fact that they paid him so much money during all of this controversy. And I know the law is the law. He's not proven guilty of anything. But if you've done your research and you've seen the videos, I saw the interrogation video, which it made you cringe because he had to plead the fifth on a lot of gross questions. And the thing is, it just makes you weirded out that the fact that when the NFL can take a stand no matter what and say, we're done. I'm not too happy about him playing. I like Kate said, I think Jacoby Brissett is doing just fine. But I do understand business, and this is how they want to do it. Okay. But I don't think that the reaction is going to be what they want. I think it's going to be a boo. It's not going to be a happy coming back. I think it's gross that you paid somebody so much money during all of this. 25 women, that is just insane. But I'm standing with the women. I'm standing with the 10 women. And I think Delilah's right. I hope that they do have some camera time and they do get to be seen. And I'm with Nicole. I just really think that, it's just a really sticky, nasty situation. It's just nasty all around. But I mean, we are not judged. We're not judging anyone. We are not, that's not our job. But we can say how we feel as women, as what I'm saying. Don't think that because you're doing something wrong, and you may not have been found guilty in the court of law, but for what I've seen already by myself as just Janae as an individual, I wouldn't want none of my friends or any of this to happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? This is horrible. So it will be interesting that he is playing his old team. I think they did that on purpose and all of this just to make it more interesting. But I'm not on the Sean bandwagon. I'm not at all. And we will see how it goes. But that was some depressing drama. But we also got to get to one more piece, ladies, because we've always known about this insane player. This player has gone pretty crazy in the last couple of years. this player right here, but it looks like we got one player on the run, at least trying to hide from the feds. Antonio Brown has literally been. I think they're looking for him for hurting his wife, throwing something at her and hitting her ponytail.
Yeah.
Yep. For domestic violence.
What is going on with this guy? Come on. How many more, Nicole? How many times do we got to hear about this guy?
I just learned about him, and then someone told me to go and look at his list, and I was like, "What? Oh, what?" So this guy loves to expose himself multiple times, like to other people, and it's a wild. I just learned about him, and I was just like, "Oh man, there's a long list here."
A long list of things, and we definitely talked about some previous. He's actually been a topic of conversation for drama for us for a while.
Yes, he has.
We're adding him back on the list, Delilah, again.
So, okay, I'm not laughing at the situation because being arrested for domestic violence.
Not at all.
It's just they're surrounding his house right now because he refuses to come out. And I understand why the police are being wary because there's cameras, right? And they have to make sure he gets taken in safely, right? I'm not going to go into why. We already know this. We're not going to discuss why they want to make sure that they take in a black man safely. So basically, they're surrounding his house. They haven't arrested him yet. There's a warrant out for his arrest because that's how these things work. And right now he's barricaded in his house and he won't come out. So they're negotiating with him to get him to come out. Basically, that's, and like Kate was saying, it is on domestic violence charges. I don't know all the extents of, I know it has to do with his wife. And as Nicole was saying, there was an incident in Abu Dhabi. I don't know if you know this, but like the video was wild. I was gonna bring it up as one of our drama, but it was crazy. Like he threw a girl, a random lady, lifted her and tossed her in the pool, and then like showed his, private parts to her.
And another reason they're being very careful with him is he has 2 guns in the house right by his side.
Exactly.
So they're trying to be very careful on how they pursue him because they don't want him to do harm to himself or to others. And so, it's the Antonio Brown saga continues.
Year after year.
He just like randomly will like share texts from players that he's gotten. And Tom Brady did whatever he could to help him.
And you saw how he just threw him right under the bus.
And Antonio has just like thrown him under the bus, like put out different things and scenarios with him and Giselle. And so, it's just, I feel bad for him because we obviously know he suffers from mental illness and everything, but he needs to call the foundation I shared and get himself some help.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Really, he was a good prospect.
He's very
talented.
Together.
Yes,
like he's a very good football player when he's got his focus together.
You should look up his highlights right now. These are his lowlights, unfortunately. But honestly, when that man was put together, I agree. He helped Tampa Bay win a Super Bowl. Yep. Like, we're not going to take that away. It's very true. No. He was part of that Super Bowl winning team. He's helped other teams. The fact is that when he can focus and when he has, however it is that he's dealing with those, when he is focused and dealing with those issues in the right way, he's a darn good football player, very talented and could get things done. And so, honestly, I'm sending prayers that he gets arrested safely.
The potential.
Okay? Like, just it's a very scary situation. I didn't realize he had guns in his house. So I'm honestly right now hoping that everything ends peacefully and nothing else gets added. Like, just, now, sorry. I didn't know he had guns in his house, and that's very scary. And I hope it ends well.
Me too. Nicole, he dynamic probably was good. If he would have kept going the way he was going, like top tier player, It's just, as you can see over the years, it's a steady decline, and now it's blatant in your face that there's it's a problem. And don't let them stop that, please. Please, just we are praying for that situation, praying for him.
Mhm.
And just that man, this drama was deep today, guys.
Woo.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was heavy.
I wanna respond a little short, a bit to I know Sean kept talking about Jerry Jones' comment, and we know what he's talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna close off the segment. I don't know. I hope no one's living under a rock. I wasn't making a pun. So the Little Rock Nine, everyone should know who that is. Remember, it had to do with desegregating schools. And so there was a photo of him, and it was him of his teenage years. And now, to be fair, he wasn't spitting. Like, you see the photos, he wasn't hurling insults, nothing. But he was in the crowd, and he was photographed in the crowd that was protesting the desegregation of the Little Rock High School, right? We know the story. And so now that's come out. And his comments have been that he went there because he was curious. It was out of curiosity. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. He wasn't photographed doing or saying anything, to be fair. It was just him standing there. So he could say that. It's possible it was curiosity. And so so
we'll never know. Right?
We'll never know.
LeBron James has brought light to that comment of him.
Yeah. So and that's what he responded in his interview when they asked him. He said, "Hey, I was there out of curiosity. I should have known better. We should do better." And that's basically how he basically said that we should have done better. We should do better, and that that never should have happened. And those were his comments. And we have to share that because again, legally, that's basically what he said. He was just standing there. He didn't participate. He didn't harass the Little Rock Nine. He didn't. He said,
"Don't know. We don't know." Like you said,
out of curiosity, he was just standing with a mob of white people that were upset. So just saying,
yeah.
Listen, Jerry Jones, take a break, okay, my sir. Just God, just stay out of.
Cowboys fan, but I am not a Jerry Jones fan at all, at all. But that is drama. You're right.
So I wanted to address it because it was brought up in the comments, and
definitely drama with that. And you're right. There's no way that we would ever know what will happen. We would never know because of back in the day when it was. So we would never really know what went down. But we know he was there, and so I'm hoping that he wants to. Like I know a lot of people are saying during that interview or what he was saying, there was no really accountability. Like I apologize or anything. And I know people are looking for that. And
right.
I hope that happens too. But it's just a messed up situation, and we got to believe that the world back in the day was pretty jacked up. So there's probably a lot of people if they got pictures out there, a lot of things in place. But we got drama, guys. Look, you guys writing. If you know about something. Hey,
let us know. Yeah.
We want to talk about the NFL drama because there's definitely some drama